Hey lads, how you all doing? Welcome to today's casting. Today we have three games to cast, and I think they will be quite interesting based on the civilization that they have chosen. So we will see, but firstly we will start with Nahalbuk and Killa, and well, without let me also fix this before I forget, and let's just get started. So we have a Sweden mirror on Kila and Neholbuk. Regarding the civilizations that they ban, I'm not too sure to be honest. I think Neholbuk banned Inca and Kila banned French, if I'm not mistaken. But we will see how this game will go, and hopefully it will be nice to watch. Hey Frosty and Windsurf and Ziv once again. Sorry for the uh, misspelling on your name pre-stream. So sorry about that. And I don't think either side selected. Oh, never mind. They actually selected. Okay, so firstly we have Naholbuk's deck. He's going for the Actually, he's going for no mercenaries. That is interesting. So case shot, no mercenary, Hussar HP on H3, and infinite Caroline, infinite Cherokee. And I guess that just yeah, that is just all about his deck. There is nothing more to be discussed. So he has he's just going for pure Caroline strategy. Nothing special about it, so probably he will trade around the last probably at 30 maybe 36 or 37, just to be safe in case if he will be under pressure or something. But we will see about that. And let's check on Killa. So he has infinite fish crates, and also he's going for mercenaries, the Hussar HP on H3 as well, and infinite Cherokee ally, but he's missing something. Oh, he's missing case shot. So case shot is missing on Killa, which won't be really good actually, considering it's a Sweden mirror matchup. I'm pretty sure having the case shot is quite nice to have, even on a Sweden mirror. Because, I mean, after all these native units, they just walk into your horse art. You want to be able to case shot them and then just get rid of them. And actually, he sent one fish crate already, as you can see. So I'm pretty sure Waifu is not a big fan of this strategy or even this move, sending the fish crates early. And even out of that, I feel having the fish crates, if you're playing with natives with Sweden, is not really a good idea. And there we go. Ivor, thank you for the second month subscription. Love you. Appreciate it. And what do we have in chat? I love Sweden, it's so pog. Well, Ziv, why you haven't played a single Sweden match in your tournament then? We are waiting for those covering case shots. 11, well, 12 covering case shot all at once. We want that. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I was saying the fish crate is not good because with natives, your food will be running low at a faster rate. So I mean, at the same time, actually he has the mercenaries as well, but still, I wouldn't really suggest the fish crate if you're going with natives. So I guess just go with 10 infinite Caroline, or if you want resource crate, just go for 300 infinite food. I think that would be nice to have. So aside from that, this matchup will be quite, I mean, it is known as one of the most boring matchups inside the game, just because both sides basically you barely can use cavalry flank, you barely can use heavy cavalry, and it is just a pain on this matchup. So basically what we will see most of the time on this matchup will be Carolines just shooting at each other alongside some artillery. So, and of course some natives, since both sides are playing with natives. So that will be something that you don't really want to watch. I mean, I've played this matchup quite a lot, and I can tell it's super boring. But then again, I feel Killa actually kinda have the advantage on this matchup because of the mercenaries that he has. So if by any chance he used the mercenary contract earlier, so basically before the fight start, and also use well, train around like 20 or even 30 Landsknecht, he can do some good pressure with them versus Naholburg. But then again, at the same time, he must send his trade earlier, just because using the mercenaries will will drop your coins super fast. So you just have to be careful when do you want to use them, and also of course you have to trade earlier in case if you want to use mercenaries with Sweden. But then one thing I wanted to mention, since the Carolines will have range resistance after they get discard, and usually most of the Sweden players, they will send this card before the fight start, just because it gives 50% more HP to your Carolines, and also switch their resistance to range. So that's why they will be quite weak against melee infantry. I mean, they will be weak against melee units, but since they do range damage versus melee or heavy cavalries, so that's why using Landsknecht or even any sort of melee infantry against them will be quite useful. But then again, you just have to plan your strategy, make sure how you want to use it, because using mercenaries as Sweden is just really costly, so you have to be careful. And actually, wait, green is killer. Well, this is a super late church. I don't know what took him so long to build the church, but I mean, now it's the 90th minute and he's just building the church, so he's already behind by one card. So we will see how he will do that. So I mean, I would say right now he's just already behind with even if he wanted to go for the mercenary strat, he's already behind that as well. So he cannot I mean, compared to Naholburg, by the end of the 40 he will have one lesser card. But then again, I didn't really check if he took any sort of XP treasures during the booming, but I don't suppose. Wait, why there is? Oh, never mind. That was just a fog war. So if he managed to get some good treasures, then he will be close to that one additional card. But then without that, he will be behind by one card, and that will be a nice advantage for Naholburg. But then again, I'm pretty sure he can, even if he wants to go for the mercenary strat, he can just easily neglect the cavalry training speed, just because well, it's against Sweden. you won't be spamming that many cavalry at the start fight, or even the first minutes of the fight. You still ideally can just go 30 Hussar at the start fight, just deny enemies villagers and try to get the control over the start fight. But I'm pretty sure using the Lance Crash could be useful as well. So he can just deny this and then take these 2 cards and even just take either of the... I think taking this is better because it applies to Karlin as well. So let's see actually if Kila managed to do that or not. And meanwhile, let's check their cards. So firstly, we have Nahulbuk. Everyone knows him as the backsitter and the sniper, the stream sniper. But then, well, I can tell you, he's sometimes kind of a jerk, but then at the same time, he's a nice guy. Aside from that, booming 7 out of 10, art micro 7 out of 10, unit composition 7 out of 10, positioning and micro 7 out of 10, creativity 4 out of 10. Well, the reason is just pretty clear. He's kind of a meta slave, so he just go for the known builds. Usually he won't go for something new or even something creative. Splitting ability 6 out of 10. Totally agree. He's not really good at splitting or even split fighting. Loris handling 7 out of 10. Pushing skills 6 out of 10. Actually, I would say he's maybe higher at pushing, but I don't know. And consistency 8 out of 10. And next we have Killa. Wait, what? Why Killa is not showing? Okay. Next we have Killa, the penner himself. So he's booming 5 out of 10. Art micro 6 out of 10. Well, the booming, just in case if you don't know, he's doing call booming with Sweden, so I guess that's why the booming is 5 out of 10. But aside from that, well, we have unit composition 7 out of 10, position and micro 5 out of 10, creativity 8 out of 10, just because of the call booming with Sweden. Splitting abilities 6 out of 10, low risk handling 7 out of 10, pushing skill 5 out of 10, consistency 1 out of 10, just because well, you can expect him to lose from a sergeant easily. So, well, by sergeant skill I mean 1100 elo in DE, so you can expect that from Killa. So aside from the cards, well, we are still in the game, and actually I'm pretty sure I used the double speed. I don't know why it feels like it's going slower than usual. I think even if I put the normal speed, it will go slower than normal speed. Yep, it is. Well, sometimes we have this bug. I don't know why is it. The recorded file, sometimes it's kinda corrupted. So when you're using the double speed, it is slower than double speed, and if you put with normal speed, it is also slower than normal speed. So it's usually around like 0.8 of the normal speed, so it is like that. And actually, meanwhile, we can check the scouting. So Killa have done a semi-decent job in terms of scouting, but still there is plenty of time for him to scout, and we will see what he will do for that. He already knows where the factories are, and he also knows there is one barracks and one stable near the factories, so he knows that Nahulbuk have already some sort of defense there. And next we have well, why did I say next we have? And in terms of Nahulbuk scouting, he also knows where the factories are placed, and actually I kind of wonder why Killa's plantations are having this space between. He could just stick them together and have just a bit of more extra space for one additional wall, maybe. But then again, it doesn't matter much. It doesn't really matter, so it's fine. And yeah, so far both players have already scouted their opponent completely almost, but still they have to scout their walls and also find the weak spot of each base, and then maybe they can plan around that spot, and we will see about that in a while. And meanwhile, I just saw this while I was explaining about the scouting of Nullburg, but why did Killa place the saloon at that spot? I mean, he's going for the mercenaries, and it is kind of sad that we cannot see what type of or what units are already inside the saloon. It's kind of sad, but if we could see, that would have been nice. But usually there should be something that you can use, unless all of the mercenaries that are inside the saloon are just like melee cavalry, so it's completely useless against Sweden. But then again, I don't know why he decided to place it there, so maybe later he will switch it near the fight. We will see about that later. My base never has a weak spot. Well, we will see that soon. We will see that soon. I mean, after well, we will make a pause at 13:59, and then we will check both bases. But so far, actually, I can tell like this spot is well secured. But then if by any chance if Killa decided to just go for full Landsknecht on this part, he can just wipe all of these buildings, and then basically behind these walls there is nothing that Nahulburg have. Actually, he has the space here though. It's not like he doesn't have the space. So one stable, artillery foundry, and Rex can just easily fit into this spot, and at the same time he has 2 military buildings nearby, so it should be fine. And on the side he has 5 layers, some military buildings, and 1 layer at that spot. Well, side and the center, of course. And also, where is his what happened to the factory wagon? Oh, there it is. And yeah, so far it's like that. And in terms of Killa's base, it's more or less the same as Nahulburg, but then again, Killa's base is just more vulnerable at this spot. So if by any chance Nahulburg applies so much pressure on this side during the start fight, there is nothing that Killa can do. So basically, after Killa lose these military building, he has nothing to defend this spot, so he's just forced to train units from this spot. And also he doesn't have any space to build anything. Well, maybe he can just squeeze a military building here. I don't know why he made these walls. It's just really awkward. I mean, in any case, if well, if enemy just break these 2 walls, he can just walk in already. And well, even from the center, if they just destroy these 4 layers, and then they can just walk in through this path. I don't know why Killa made this maze here. I feel like these walls are just completely useless. They could have just left a space there so you can just build a military building. And well, another mistake that he is doing, he has 12 plantation, which is, again, we have discussed about this the other day with Waifu as well. Having 12 plantation for Sweden is kind of too much, because Basically during the boom you have all the villagers on the plantation, and just like before the fight you will have at least between 15 to 20 villagers forward, so all of these plantations will be like wasted almost. And at the same time, as you can see, it's just wasting the space. Imagine not having I don't know, either these two or these two, and instead he could have extra space. But then again, it is his decision, and we will see how that will work out. And actually, I was about to say this spot is kinda vulnerable, but then again, he has the support from the side as well, which is here, and also some buildings here, which is good. But then again, if Nahul would decide to go for any sort of side push at this spot, there is nothing that Killa can do, just because he has one artillery foundry. It can be sniped easily, and the next artillery foundry is just here. And even though he can build some inside the base, but still it's kind of risky, but we will see how that will work out. Check the wood gather rate. Sure. So Killa has wait, why is he chopping? Why is he chopping here? I don't know. But then well, I'm pretty sure he has the factories on wood as well, yeah. So it's 1800 wood per minute for Killa, and for Naholberg it's 1450. Just because I guess he doesn't have the villagers as well to chop. Maybe that's the reason. And I assume he has wait, is all of his torps here? I'm pretty sure it should be around 1500 resource per minute. Oh, never mind, it is fixed. Why suddenly it went down? I don't get it. Killer just giving too much handicap. Can you see his upgrade? Yeah, well, he upgraded the villager wood chopping both in capital and also well, the market as well. Because without those, the wood gather rate is lesser than 1. So he has both capital and also the market wood choppings. Hey, Pasha. Naholbuk is only outbooming Killer just because of the trees. Oh. Book, they're calling you in. And also one more thing I want to see when... Okay, so Killa already traded, but Naholbuk trade is still on the way. And wait, why Killa has 206 pop? Think he forgot to use the millet man, maybe? Wait a second. I'm trying to find the millet man. Okay. So the millet man is here, and it's just 1. Okay, now it's all. Ah, I was clicking the wrong one. So it's 6 here only. Okay. I mean, it's fine. It's kind of fine because you really don't want to use this millet man as Sweden. You just want to... Okay, let's just pause it here. Alright, so... Let's check the scouting before we start. So... Naholbek already scouted these areas. He knows that the economy is just too close to this gap, and I assume you can just predict that there are 2 more layers or even few more layers at this spot. But then he knows that he doesn't really have any sort of military building behind this, so he could just went for that. But then at the same time, Killa is just being prepared at this spot, so I guess Naholbuk decided to go for the other side, which is the native side. And well, the other thing that I mentioned as well, he knows that there are only these buildings here, and also there are a bunch of walls here. So I guess he could predict that there is nothing much going on here, aside for some walls and even more plantations. I mean, if you count. But then in terms of Killa scouting, well, he did almost nothing. I mean, at least he knows where the walls are placed. He knows, well, he have no idea what's going on behind the walls, and also he have no idea what's going on in natives. And actually, he's going for pure Caroline on the start. So 64 Carolines, 5 horse art, and well, wait. Why did he even make this unit? Well, this is a goon type cavalry. It's 2 pop. It's kind of nice to have, but then again, I don't know why he's using this at the start fight. Maybe he assumed Nehulbuk is just going in with bunch of cavalry, or even maybe he just wanted to see the stats of this unit, so that's why he trained it. So in any case, Killa is starting in a defensive position just behind the trees. Nehulbuk is trying to be aggressive with the all the militmen. Well, these militmen won't do much except for tanking the initial shot, which is fine. And well, a bunch of Carolines, 4 Covrans at the start fight. I don't know why he made those again. And also 3 horse art there. A bunch of Carolines and at the center, and Killa also have the Carolines. 2 mortars by Nehulbuk here. I don't know why he placed it here. He could have actually just moved the mortars into natives and then just played more aggressive at that side. And also these hussars, maybe he forgot to move them, but then we will see. And also one more thing I forgot to mention, Nehulbuk actually sent the Cherokee allies as an overpop before the start fight, which is really nice against Sweden, because these are skirmisher type and they will do quite nice against Carolyn. So these will do quite nice here for the start fight. And actually, as you can see, seems like Killa is trying to apply some pressure at the side and at the center, but then maybe he will lose the natives just because of that. I'm not sure if these units are enough to hold the natives, but we will see about that in a second. Yeah, Killa traded at 38. Yeah, I don't know what happened to his score, but I guess maybe it's because he traded a bit later. And I guess Nehulbuk is not really controlling these artilleries. He's just letting these units idle. Okay, now he's trying to take the control because he just controlled the Covrans to kill the horse arts. So Nehulbuk already managed to deal with the units that Killa had at this point. Now Killa's native is almost open. These villagers will be dying, so this barracks is not going up, neither this, and also the artillery foundry not going up. And well, Killa is just pushing the side with these militmen and also 1 horse artillery, and I assume he's trying to send this villager to build. Yep. And so aside from that, all the start fight units almost died. The Cherokee allies got killed by the hussars from Killa. So I'm pretty sure they made a really good trade actually against those Carolines. So that was nice to have, but these hussars won't do much. And Killa is actually slowly trying to apply pressure on the side, but at the same time he's losing so much tempo over his natives. So we will see if he will actually lose his natives or not. And in terms of scout cards, well, Nahulbuk doesn't have cavalry train time card yet, but Killa has already sent it. That's why you can see Killa is using cavalry more often than Nahulbuk. Okay, so this is a really nice slow push by Nahulbuk. It's just having these two mortars there. I don't know how Killa not managed to kill these mortars at the start fight because they were just sitting there. And now they are trying to apply a nice pressure here. So Killa already made an artillery foundry here. 3 mortars are in the queue. These Carlins are here at the walls trying to deny and also at the same time attract Nahulbuk's units. So this will be a really nice setup. So Killa's villager will have enough time to make some military buildings here. But I wish he actually had more villagers there at that spot. Maybe 2 more villagers would have been nice to make a quick base setup. And okay, now Nahulbuk is trying to apply pressure into natives as well with some mortars, which is nice to have. So I assume he's trying to go for the native settlement. Yeah, he already took the pathing towards that side. So if these mortars manage to go on the fire mode, they will be able to get rid of this. Alright, so 1 native force will be going down 100%. So 1 more shot and the native settlement is already down. And right now Killa is trying to apply pressure on the side. Nahulbuk didn't manage to finish these walls. I assume the villager shift clicking issues, probably they didn't even finish the walls. And well, to be fair, I really wish Killa had sent this mercenary contract right now instead of this, so he would have been sending some Landsmash at this point, because they are much more effective at sieging and also at tanking against Carlin shot. Because, well, these Carlins, they are musketeers, they won't be doing that much damage, range damage against Landsknecht, so that would have been more useful. Okay, so Nahulbuk is trying to go for that side with those units and also trying to take 2 of his mortars towards the side I guess to remove these buildings from Killa, because he already knows there are some military buildings going up here, but he didn't have the vision there at that point. But now he's taking it, and he already managed to take the 3rd native post, which is really nice. And now Killa will be having so much trouble, and also Killa lost his own native settlement, which is bad at the same time. So now is the time for Nahulbuk to go and apply pressure with the 4th native settlement. Yep, he's going for it. So that will be so many native units at the same time. So he just have to, I mean, at this point you just have to maintain the defense at this spot, and then after that you will be able to push and eliminate your enemy with 4 natives. Because there is nothing that your enemy can do with 4 natives in a mirror matchup. I mean, of course, if you're out of resources, you cannot do anything with that, but this is not the case for now. So Killa is trying to siege down this corner wall with his Carlin, and well, since they only have 43 siege, it's not doing much. So for sure this wall will go down, but then again Nahulbuk is already setting up another wall and also has some units here to defend, so they won't be doing much. And one more thing, I think he made these to get rid of the mortar, but I guess maybe 2 of these would have been enough. And right now he's trying to apply pressure on the native side of Killa, and Killa is not responding at all to this. Okay, so never mind, 5 horse artillery, but that is not enough at all against all these native units and also all the artilleries that Nehelbuk has. I mean, of course, these horse art will be nice to deal with the infantry, but they cannot do anything versus that mortar. Right, so... Wait, actually, did Nehelbuk send this again? Yeah. So he sent the Cherokee allies once again, just, I guess, to defend his own base with extra population, which is it was a nice decision, but then they're idle here, and now is the time for Nehelbuk to apply pressure into natives and just execute it. So Killa has 4 Kulrins here, but they decided to aim at the units rather than the mortar. I guess Killa is not paying attention to his natives yet. Actually, where are his units? Okay, I want to see where is this. Okay, so he's just training from one barracks, and this is what I was saying earlier. And I mean, by right, he should have just deleted these 3 plantation and just make like artillery foundries and also stables at this spot, because as you can see, it's just training from one barracks and now it's 2 barracks. Well, once again, they are quite far from the battlefield, so they won't be doing much. So by the time they make their path to this spot or even this spot, Nehelbuk units are already closer to the wall. And also one more thing, I don't know why Nehelbuk is even training from that. You should have just switched it to this and then, or even replaced the native embassies. I guess I kind of forgot that. And it seems like the side base from Killa was completely removed and also executed, so it doesn't seem like Killa has anything to do at that spot. He's trying to go in with some Landsknecht at this spot, which is kind of useless. And also Nehelbuk having stock units between the trees. I don't think he will notice that actually. How many are these? 7 units, okay. Alright, now I actually wonder why Nehelbuk is not doing anything. Wait, let me see. To be fair, I'm not sure why he's not sieging these with the mortars. That is... I don't know, maybe he thinks there are more walls here. But still, even that was the case, it was just still easier to break in getting closer to this spot rather than going for the center. But still, it is fine. He's trying to apply, and the mortar splash already managed to pick up 1 horse artillery, which is nice. This Kulrin won't do much because there are, well, 7 Kulrins, so that would be that is more than enough. And also thank you Mehmet for the raid, love you. Waiting for the horse, waiting for the Kuls can push with the horse. Well, I mean, you still could just siege slowly on the outer walls, but still it's fine. Alright, so again, Killa is sending more horse art, but they won't be doing much just because Nehelbuk is already having 4 natives and it's almost impossible to stop that on Sweden, just because, well, you have the best musketeer goon type unit, so it's just a combination of 2 units. So Nehelbuk is just feeling super safe right now in terms of cavalry flank. And also on top of that, you get all these bolas, which are like almost a skirmisher with splash, so they are such an amazing unit and they will be really nice. They are a really nice combo with Sweden. And at the same time, these native units, I'm not sure if he's maxed on the cards yet, so he's already sending the last card on them. So these native units are just amazing in terms of stats, And once again, let me check if Nahulbeck already sent that card yet. Yep. So, I mean, against all these units, there is nothing much you can do. Is trying to train some Jaegers at this point, but well, they won't be doing much just because all these units and artillery pieces are lined up there, so there's nothing you can do really. And now Killa decided to just go for the the zoning wall at this spot, which is kind of random. I don't know why he even bothered about that. And actually, these are so many Jaegers. 30 Jaegers, wow. So, I mean, right now Nahulbeck doesn't have any horse guard, but still, these Jaegers won't be holding off that spot for a while. So, and actually at the same, I'm pretty sure Nahulbeck already sent the riding school. Yeah, he has sent it. I wonder why Nahulbeck is not spamming some hussars at this point. I mean, it doesn't matter if they... Okay, so one hussar is there already. It doesn't matter if they die just because of the Karnins, as long as they tank some shots for your range units to walk in closer, that will be more than enough. And actually, I'm pretty sure if he just used the charge ability of the Karlins, he could just run inside Killa's economy at this spot, because I'm pretty sure they can go through this spot. But then he's trying to play it rather safe, not aggressive. I mean, not that aggressive. I mean, of course, he's playing aggressive, but it is not that aggressive. It could, as I've said, he could just walk into the economy and just cause some chaos. So, but then again, it is fine. He's going for the slow push into enemy's eco, which is nice again. So Killa is trying to pick off some of these artillery pieces from Nahulbeck with these covering. He already managed to actually kill quite a lot. I guess Nahulbeck was not paying attention to them, but now he saw them and is trying to pick them up slowly. Okay, so this is the spot I'm talking about. He should have just walked in with the units rather than lining up here and also blocking his own units. Because when you walk into enemy's eco, all of these units will just follow you into the eco, and then there will be open space for you to walk in with more units, or even walk in with the artilleries to even snipe the factories. These ads though in the middle. Aw. Sorry, Winter. Ah, finally he decided to walk in, which is nice. So these artillery pieces should be dead. Wait, oh my god, Killa, just shoot! I mean, these are going to die anyway. Just shoot at something before they die so they get some sort of trade. Alright, nice. So as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. So it's just 2 hussars here, but then Killa is already putting some units at this spot just to defend those few units. And now he's having more space to walk into the economy. Alright, so... Killa is now training the goons. So maybe he can try to snipe the factory, try to snipe the mortars with those goons, but then I guess not. I don't think these mortars are in range for the factory yet, so they should be walking a bit closer until they can pick up the factory. And at the same time, to be fair, I don't know why Nahulbeck is not really training hussars at this point. He could really afford it. I mean, still there are like bunch of Carlins, but the thing that I said is just for these Carlins, most probably if you send like 10 or 15 Hussars like to this spot, these Carlins won't be able to take them off before they walk in. So they will just distract them to walk to this spot, and then you will have open space. Oh, actually, he's doing it now. Nice. I'm not sure if they're going in. Nah, they're just going to pick up the Carlins and tank some shots. And also, Neholbek is already low on wood. Did he upgrade the wood? Yeah, he did. So he's already low on wood just because he has 4 natives and also training a lot of artillery pieces. So his wood is dropping. And Kila, in terms of score, well, his coin is in a real bad spot. Why is he even building a mill? I mean, he doesn't even need a mill at this point. I don't know what is this mill placement. Maybe it was by accident. He just wanted to build a plantation instead of that he built a mill. So, but if anyhow, if by any chance Killa managed to hold this at this spot, he will be able to come back from this. Because he hasn't lost the factory, he can reveal, but it doesn't seem like he wants to reveal. And also, since Neholbek already picked off the town center, he should have actually walked in and also built closer. So he can already wall at these, and he can also build outposts at this area. So he should have actually made some outposts here, just to be more annoying, and also trying to close the flank gaps here. Or even he could actually, I'm not sure if why he didn't do that earlier. I was also mentioning that earlier, why he didn't get rid of these walls. Because if he did that, he could have just walked into the economy with more hussars. I mean, you can just easily shift click and give the pathing to hussars so they won't go through here. Well, even now I think they still can walk through because there is 2 gap here. But it seems like Killa is just pulling out some magic and he's trying to push back actually. I mean, considering he's having lesser villagers compared to Neholbek, so basically he has more population. And well, the other thing is Neholbek doesn't really have wood to afford native units, so that is the reason that Killa is pushing this back. And these few Jaegers here, they are actually doing quite a nice job, just because they do multiplier versus heavy infantry, and they can just do so much damage to the Carlins, which is nice. But then seems like Killa is trying to pull back. And actually Neholbek at this point should be just training the Bolas. I don't know why he's training the Huminkas. He should be saving the wood that he's spending on the Huminkas for artillery. So just train Bolas, which are the range units. So you're just fighting in range, because it's not really wise to walk in with the melee units at a choke like this, considering he had artilleries earlier. Well, his artilleries are dead. And it seems like Killa is just spamming the fish crates. It doesn't really have any point to spare. He has plenty of food for now, but then his coin is really low. And is he also doing anything here inside the map? Nope. And Neholbek also has 2 trade posts. Both of them are on XP. Well, he didn't switch it yet. I guess he's using the XP for the Carlins. So, but then it was much better if he switched it to wood. So he could have used those extra wood trickles that he will get from those native settlements. And also he used the charge ability right now, so he's trying to pick up these horse artilleries. He managed to actually get them all, which is nice. But still, at this point, he still could just use the Carlins on melee and then walk into enemy's economy and then try to just cause more chaos there. And also I expect him to just walk in with these mortars and then try to snipe the factories, because, well, if that is me, that is my first target from going into enemy's eco. Like, as soon as I go in, I just go for these two buildings. Or, well, if there are like Asian civ, I'll just go for the Wanderers. If European type civs, I'll go for the factories. Because as soon as you get this, no matter what your enemy do, especially in a mirror matchup, they will lose eventually just because of these two buildings. I mean, these two buildings together is 14.3 resource per second. That is quite a lot. So it's a really big deal. But then again, also, well, killing the villagers at this spot where you see your enemy is low on resources and score is also a good idea. But then anyway, the factories will be going down regardless, so that is fine. And is Killa trying to do something here? Well, he's sending villagers to hunt. I don't know why, but he's building villagers at that spot to hunt. And he's also trying to build some more torps so he will get the resources. But then, well, that is Killa. Fight to the last villagers and last unit, basically. Alright, so it doesn't seem like there is any sort of comeback at this point for Killa. He doesn't have any map control. He doesn't have any unit. Okay, look at this. This civ sucks so hard. This will be banned too. Oh, Killa, I love you. Oh, I was just waiting for him to say something like this, and I didn't expect to see this. I loved it. Oh, Book, I love you for that. Stupid. Oh, god damn it, I love it. It was amazing. Alright, well, let's see the scores and also the KDs before we move on to the next game. Alright, so, well, overall resources, Naheulbeuk had higher just because he had more villagers, I guess, during the fight, but I'm not sure. Let's see actually the graph, so that will be easier to track. Wait, Killa actually had positive KD. That is interesting. But then again, Naheulbeuk didn't have wood to spare for natives, and also Killa was on an unintentional will delete, so he was having more units compared to Naheulbeuk, but then the combat is higher on Naheulbeuk. I wanted to see the overall, all the resources gathered. I'm pretty sure the graph should be there. Okay, so Killa had well, actually Killa overall had lesser resources. I'm not sure why. Probably it's because of the trees, and yeah, it should be just because of the trees that he had. Probably Naheulbeuk trees had slightly better gather rate at the start, and then as you can see the score, well, the total resources gathered was just higher slightly. Else the slightly that I mean is just by 10k resource almost. But then also at the same time, Nullbook traded later than Kila, so that will be also quite a lot of resource advantage, especially on food. But then again, it was a nice match. So GG's to both sides.